be upon Muhammad and his holy family. This is Panahi Azlan talking to you, and it's the first video of the first unit of Touchstone level 3. It's my honor to be here with you guys, and I'm really glad to have another English course with you guys, and hope everything goes well with us. Okay, without any hesitation, let's start. Okay, this is the first slide that we are going to cover today, and to put it in parentheses, just because this is the first video of the Touchstone level 3 course, you should know that Think in English is a slide that is going to be repeated in every unit, at the beginning of every unit. And by this slide and this title, we are supposed to think about 4 different topics at the beginning of each session. Okay, let's see what we have today. The first one, people in a hurry. The second one, personality and character. The third one is always wasting time. And the last one is that a fact. Okay, by people in a hurry, they mean perhaps those people who doesn't have time, or they are in a hurry. It means that they should do their task as fast as possible, or they cannot they should do their task in a limited time. Okay, they are not free about doing something, so they are in a hurry. By in a hurry, that's an expression in English. We mean something like this. So, people in a hurry. Are you in a hurry every time? Are you in a hurry whenever you're going to start your, studying, or whenever you're going to go to a class, or whenever you're going to participate in in university classes? Are you in a hurry every time? So think about yourself. You can pause the video and think about this situation about yourself. Okay, the next one, personality and character. I love this topic because it talks about personality, it talks about characteristics of people. Whenever we talks about personality or characteristics of people, we go to their minds. And whenever we go to their minds, it's really beautiful to find out what's going there, what's happening there, what's going on there. Okay, and for example, once upon a time, I started thinking about one of my friends who had lots of problems, and I understood that in his mind he's going in a wrong way. Okay, he's thinking about all things, about his family, about his friendships, and about everything happening in his life in a wrong way. So I started helping them, and now that I'm talking to you, he's really good and he's alive, fortunately. I'm kidding. Okay, let's go to the next topic. He's always wasting time. Actually, whenever we read this topic, he's always wasting time, first of all, we think about ourselves. We think about ourselves doing nothing and wasting time, exploring in Instagram, watching YouTube channels, and thinking about future, but not doing anything. Okay, that's wasting time. Okay, so what do you think about yourself? Now, at this time, again, I want you to pause the video and think about yourself. Think about the time you're not doing anything and you're just wasting time, and start to actually delete that part of your life. I mean, if you're exploring Instagram for couple of hours in a day, start to making it less than 1 hour. Okay, so start to do one thing in your life, in your lifestyle. It's better to say lifestyle. Start doing something that makes you let's say use your time in a better way. Okay, not wasting your time anymore. And the last topic, is that a fact? What do we mean by is that a fact? Can you find an equivalence in English for this question? Is that a fact can perhaps mean something like Is it true? Are you honest with me saying that? Something of that sort. Okay, that's enough for thinking in English, and let's continue. Take this quiz to find out. When I walk down the street, I walk very fast and use the time to make phone calls, or I enjoy the walk and look at the things and people around me. Okay, I myself, guys, to put it again in parentheses, I want you to pause the video and think about these 3 questions about yourself, okay? And try to say at least 1 sentence in English, okay? Please don't, say sentences in Farsi. I expect you to think in English and at least to say the sentence first of all in English and not in Farsi, okay? So, I try to say my answer for each of these 3 questions first of all, and after that you can again pause the video and think about yourself, okay? But it's better to think about it before I say my answer for these questions. The first one, I'm starting with the first one at the left side of this slide. When I walk down the street, A, I walk very fast and use the time to make phone calls. B, I enjoy the walk and look at the things and people around me. Okay, guys, I myself, I walk very fast. I mean, A is my answer, okay? The choice A is my answer. I walk very fast, because all the time I think that I'm in a hurry, okay? And I want to do things as fast as possible, and I don't want to, waste time. And because of that, whenever I'm walking down the street, I walk very fast. Okay? The next one. When I go out to lunch with friends, A, I eat quickly so that I can get back to my work, and B, I eat slowly and I enjoy the food and conversation. For this question, fortunately, choice B is my answer. Whenever I go out to lunch or to dinner with friends, I eat slowly and I enjoy the food and conversation. Whenever I try to go out, okay, or I'm out of my house or out of my workplace, I don't think about my work anymore, okay? But whenever I'm going out with my friends, and in that case, everything is going well and I enjoy the time, okay? So that's my answer. Which one is your answer? Think about this one, and let's continue to the third question. Actually, it's not a question. It's a simply quiz, and you're going to understand which one is correct about yourself according to you, okay? Let's see. When there's a family event, A, I often have to miss it because I have too much to do. B, I try to plan my time well so that I can attend the event. Actually, for this one, my answer is ambivalent, okay? Between A and B. Both of them are, correct about myself. Because I try to plan my time. B can be correct about me. I try to plan my time well so that I can attend the event. But if my plan doesn't go well, I will miss it. I will miss the family event and I can't go there anymore. But I try my best to, go there and attend that family event. Okay, let's see what is written below this slide. Mostly A answer. It's time to slow down and enjoy life more. Try to plan your time differently. Make more time for family, friends, and fun. Yes, whenever it's said mostly A answers are often negative. Okay, see the first one. I walk very fast and use the time to make phone calls. It's negative. I eat quickly so that I can get back to my work. Again, it's negative. I often have to miss the family even because I have too much to do. Again, this is a negative answer, and because of that, you should think about your lifestyle. You should think about your health condition and start slowing down. Be laid back and just enjoy your life. Just enjoy your time with your family, with your friends, and doing stuff like that. Okay, and I myself, the first one, my answer was A. The second one, my answer was B. And the third one, my answer was both of them. Okay, so fortunately, I'm not in a bad mood, okay? Based on this quiz. Okay, thank God. Mostly B answer. You're balancing work and playing nicely. Just keep the balance right. That's completely and absolutely correct. If the balance is clear and obvious in your life, in your lifestyle, so you're doing great and play nice or play nicely. Okay guys, here we have an exercise. Circle the correct words. Number 1, I have a lot of tight or tightly deadlines. Number 2, I plan my time good or well. Number 3, I often eat lunch quick or quickly. Number 4, I feel strong or strongly about my opinions. And number 5, I get impatient or impatiently in long lines. Okay, so first of all, I should teach you something about adjectives and adverbs. Whenever we say adjectives, we mean صفت in Farsi, okay? By adjective, for example, I'm saying that I am tired, okay? من خستم. This tired and this sentence is an adjective, okay? Or I can say that man walking down the street is looking tired. اون مردی که داره از خیابون میره یا رد میشه یا داره راه میره توی خیابون خسته به نظر میاد. Again, this tired is our adjective in this sentence, okay? And what else I can say? I can say that I saw a tired man. A tired man. یک مرد خسته. Again, this is our adjective in this sentence. Actually, I didn't tell you a sentence, but in this phrase, a tired man, in this phrase, tired is our adjective. That's about adjective. Adjectives comes after verbs like get, look, and to be verbs like am, is, are, was, and were. And they come before nouns. Nouns like man, nouns like, I don't know, desk, microphone, piece of paper, and things of that sort, okay? Paper and glass, and I don't know. I'm actually looking around myself to see what I have here to tell you as example of nouns, okay? So adjectives comes before nouns and after verbs like get, look, and to be verbs. That's about adjectives. And what about adverbs? Whenever we say adverbs, firstly we think about, first of all, the Farsi equivalence of adverb is qaid. And whenever we think about adverbs, we know that this is a part of the sentence that can be omitted, that can be deleted, okay? And it seems to be useless in sentences, okay? But anyway, as I told you, adjectives describe nouns. Adjectives describe nouns, okay? But what about adverbs? What does a adverb describe? Adverbs describe verbs, describe adjectives, describe noun phrases, and everything. Okay, it can be interesting for you, but adverb is not that much useless and can, make and create great sentences. Okay, both in Farsi and in English. There's no difference. But let me start teaching it to you in Farsi for a little bit. خب بچه‌ها، من به صورت انگلیسی معمولاً درسم رو جلو میبرم، منتها یه جاهایی هم سویچ میکنم توی فارسی که سویچ میکنم به فارسی که اون مطالب در واقع گرامری و مطالبی که شاید یه خورده نیاز به ظریف کاری داشته باشن و ممکنه با انگلیسیش یه جاهایی به مسیر اشتباه برید رو فارسی توضیح میدم که خیالم راحت بشه. توی ترم بعدی تاچستون 4 رو که میخوایم با هم دیگه بخونیم، کامل میبریم فضا رو به سمت انگلیسی، حتی گرامر و نکات رو هم باز به انگلیسی بهتون تدریس میکنم، چون اونجا خیالم راحته که مطلبی رو به اشتباه یاد نمیگیرید. خب بریم سراغ نکته این اسلاید. این اسلاید در مورد صفت و قید داره صحبت میکنه. من توی توضیحاتم گفتم که صفت یا قبل از اسم میاد و یا بعد از در واقع افعالی مثل get, look و to be verbs که افعالی مثل get و look رو بهشون بچه linking verb میگن. این رو توی ذهنتون داشته باشید. این میشه جایگاه صفت توی جمله و صفت معمولا اسمها رو توصیف میکنه. وقتی من میگم یک مرد خسته، این خسته داره اون مرده رو توصیف میکنه که خسته است. خب حالا نمیدونم چرا گیر دادم به یک مرد خسته، ولی مثال های زیادی میشه زد، مثل یک کوه بلند. این بلند بودنه داره اون کوه رو توصیف میکنه، یا یک خونه زیبا. خب این زیبا داره اون خونه رو توصیف میکنه. اما در مورد قید که صحبت میکنیم به عنوان یک بخش قابل حذف از جمله، این قیده هم میتونه اسم رو توصیف بکنه، هم میتونه فعل رو توصیف بکنه، هم میتونه صفت رو توصیف بکنه و کلن یک به قول معروف تاثیرگذاری خیلی خوبی رو میتونه داخل جملمون داشته باشه و نقش مهمی رو ایفا بکنه که معمولا کمتر بهش توجه شده. حالا این قیدی که اینجاها توی این اسلاید قرار ما با هم دیگه یاد بگیریم، توی انگلیسی بهش میگن adverbs of manner. adverbs of manner. اگر دقت بکنید فعل های مثل tight، صفت هایی مثل tight یه دونه الوای گرفتن و تبدیل شدن به قید. پس ما با پسوند یا سافیکس الوای میتونیم از بعضی از صفت ها قید بسازیم. صفت tight شده tightly، صفت quick شده quickly که دیگه quickly صفت نیست، قیده. ببینید من مورد سوم رو براتون ترجمه بکنم. I often eat lunch quickly. من غالبا میخورم ناهارم رو به سرعت. کویک میشه سریع، کویکلی الوای گرفته، سافیکس قید ساز گرفته و تبدیل شده به سرعت که دیگه صفت نیست و قید ماست. پس این هم از این موضوع بحث adverb و adjectives. Okay, let's try to circle the correct words. Number 1, I have a lot of tight or tightly deadlines. I have a lot of tight deadlines. Okay, the next one, tight deadlines, it means that I should do them as fast as possible and I don't have enough time. Let's say I have limited time to do my stuff. The next one, number 2, I plan my time good. I plan my time well. I plan my time well. Okay. Why did I choose well? Because well is describing our verb plan. Okay. How are you planning your time? I am planning my time, or I plan my time well. Okay. So the word well, that is our adverb, is describing the verb. That's the reason why I chose well rather than good. Okay. The third one, number 3, I often eat lunch quickly. I told you about this one. Number 4, I feel strongly about my opinions, or I feel strong about my opinions. I feel strong. I told you that after such verbs like feel, get, and look, we use adjectives like strong, not strongly. Okay. I feel strong about my opinions. And number 5, I get impatient or I get impatiently in long lines. Again, number 5 is just like number 4. So I get impatient. We use adjective after get. I get impatient in long lines. Okay, who is someone you really admire? By admire we mean actually praising someone. By admire we mean, considering someone as highly respective. Okay? Let's read the first one. My English teacher. She's incredibly talented and creative. And she has a great sense of humor. She's pretty disorganized, though she forgets something almost every class, but her classes are absolutely wonderful. Jessica Davis. Okay. یه چیز باحالی که توی این متن اتفاق افتاد بچه از وسطهاش، من خودم حقیقتا با اینکه این متن رو قبلا خونده بودم ولی چون تایم خیلی زیادی ازش گذشته بود فراموشم شده بود. ببینید از خط 1 2 3 4 5 6 میگه she's pretty disorganized، یعنی اصلا شلخته پلخته است این معلمه. خب she forgets something almost every class، یعنی همیشه هر کلاس چیزی رو فراموش میکنه این معلمه انگلیسی من. but her classes are absolutely wonderful، ولی کلاس هاش کاملا و واقعا شگفت آور هستن و خیلی خوبن. پس این جسیکا دیویس کسی رو که ادمایر میکنه یا تحسینش میکنه در واقع معلم انگلیسیش هست. So let's think about and consider some words here in these let's say texts. The first one is talented, somehow smart, intelligent, okay, creative, to do something new, okay, and she has a great sense of humor. Sense of humor, شوخ طبعه, okay, sense of humor. And she's pretty disorganized. She's pretty disorganized though. Here, though means but she's pretty disorganized. You can say these two sentences. They are exactly the same, okay? The first one is, but she's pretty disorganized. The second one, she's pretty disorganized though. These two sentences are exactly the same as each other. Okay, let's continue. She forgets something almost every class, but her classes are absolutely wonderful. That's it. Let's continue to the next text. Next text. Okay, I really admire a guy in my karate class. Karate class. He's extremely competitive, but when he wins, he's not arrogant like some of the other guys. He's not very outgoing, so some people think he's unfriendly, but I think he's basically just shy. Mike Kowalski, actually. Okay, so karate class, you know about karate class, it's not unfamiliar to you. And the word competitive, the only word that I'm going to talk about in these texts is competitive. Someone who is competitive is really fighting to win in a competition. خیلی رقابتیه و دوست داره توی یک رقابت یا مسابقه برنده شه. That's a competitive person. Okay? So, the next one, I think my dad's a pretty cool guy. First of all, my dad's here, apostrophe S, stands for is. I think my dad is a pretty cool guy. Okay? بچه از کجا متوجه شدیم این apostrophe S بعد از dad برای to be verb is اومده؟ از اونجایی که جمله‌مون نیاز به یک فعل داره. ببینید I think من فکر میکنم، از اینجا به بعدش رو دقت بکنید. My dad a pretty cool guy. پدر من مرد خیلی خوبی یا مرد خیلی کولی. خب یه فعل اینجا کمه، هست، که اون هسته همون apostrophe اسیه که بعد از dad اومده. So these apostrophe S stands for is. I think my dad is a pretty cool guy. We get along really well. He's fairly easygoing and laid back, and is very practical and down to earth. So he always gives me good advice. Also, He's completely honest with me. I can trust what he says. Brian Ewan. These names are extremely, actually different with each other and a little bit strange to me. Okay, I think my dad's a pretty cool guy. Pretty here means very, okay? Very cool guy, pretty cool guy. They are the same. We get along really well. We get along. We live with each other without any problem, okay? Everything goes well. Get along with each other. با هم کنار میایم. He's fairly easygoing and laid back, and is practical and down to earth. So he always gives me good advice. بچه down to earth رو میخوام به خودتون بسپارم. برید راجبش سرچ بکنید. سرچ کردن رو هم همین الان بهتون بگم. توی پرانتز همین اول از گوگل ترنسلیت لطفاً استفاده نکنید. خیلی جا ممکنه باعث گمراهیتون بشه. نمیگم سراغ دیکشنری انگلیسی به فارسی نرید ها، که الان وقتش نیست. شماها توی این لول باید از دیکشنری انگلیسی به انگلیسی استفاده بکنید، مثل آکسفورد، مثل لانگمن. اوکی؟ یعنی مثلا اگر که کلمه easy going براتون جدیده که نباید باشه، وقتی این easy going رو میخواین داخل دیکشنری سرچش بکنید، تو دیکشنری لانگمن سرچش میکنید که دفینیشن انگلیسی بهتون بده و اون دفینیشن انگلیسی رو حفظ میکنید یا به خاطر میسپارید. اوکی؟ مثلا من چجوری دارم معنای واژه‌های جدید رو داخل این تکست ها بهتون میگم. مثلا گفتم که get along to live with someone without any problem. بچه من این رو از روی خودم دارم میگم، یعنی دیکشنری رو حفظ نکردم که بیام اینجا بهتون بگم. این دفینیشن گفتن یا حفظ کردن هم کار خیلی سختی نیست. خیلی راحت میتونید یادش بگیرید و از یه جای به بعد دیگه نیازی نیست یه کلمه ای رو که میخواین برای خودتون معناش رو بگین دیگه داخل دیکشنری سرچش بکنید. پس چیزی که لازمه اینه که از دیکشنری های انگلیسی به انگلیسی استفاده بکنید. ولی اگر خواستین از دیکشنری های انگلیسی به فارسی استفاده بکنید، سایت آبادیس میتونه خیلی بهتون کمک بکنه. Down to Earth رو برید اونجاها سرچش بکنید و معادل فارسیش رو پیدا بکنید. Okay, let's continue. He's completely honest with me. He's completely honest with me. It means that we're talking together without any problem and my dad is telling me the truth. حقیقت رو بهم میگه. I can trust what he says. هرچی بهم میگه رو میتونم بهش اطمینان بکنم. My friend Louisa, if I'm not making mistake, she's so helpful and generous. I mean, she's always doing things for other people. She's not selfish at all. And she's totally reliable. I can count on her. If she says she'll help you with something, she does. Okay, that's a really good friend, you know. You can always count on her, as I told you before. Emilia Perez. Okay, this is not really important because these are names, okay? If you pronounce names in a bad way, that's not your fault, okay? Generous. You know, guys, we are talking about personality and characteristics of people. And by generous, we mean someone who helps you, who, try to, help you in every way, in all aspects of life. And anyway, از زمانش میگذره تا بتونه بهتون کمک بکنه. Generous، بخشنده است. Okay, another word to talk about selfish. What do we mean by selfish? Someone who's selfish is just thinking about themselves. Is just thinking about herself or himself, okay? And not about you. He's or she's just, thinking about the benefits he or she can get out of everything. And anyway, selfish is, a bad personality and characteristic someone can have. And reliable, I told you when I was actually reading this text, reliable, someone who we can't count on, مورد اطمینان، مورد اعتماد, and that's it. Okay, here we have another exercise. Which of the personality words or expressions on the previous slide describe these qualities? So here we have couple of qualities, better to say couple of definitions that you should write down a word or an expression in front of each of them on this slide. And these words or expressions are found on the previous slide that we had 4 texts about 4 people, and there I taught you some words or expressions like, I don't know, competitive, like down to earth that I told you, try to find it yourself, or reliable, arrogant, selfish, and something of that sort. I myself answer one of them for you as an example. Number 1, take a look at the sentence. Winning is very important to you. So this is the definition of the personality word competitive. برنده شدن برای شما خیلی مهمه. خب این دقیقاً تعریف رقابتی بودن یا competitive هستش. Okay? Look at the third sentence. People can always count on you. مردم میتونن همیشه بهت اعتماد بکنن. So that's the definition of being reliable. Okay? So the word that you should write it down in front of this sentence, in front of this definition, is reliable. Okay? So I myself read each of these sentences for you and try to translate it into Farsi, and I want you to, after that, pause the video and try to find the expressions and words. Okay? And after that you can check your answers to me. Okay? Let's start. I told you the translation of the first one, winning is very important to you. The second one, you handle small problems well. شما میتونید مشکلات کوچیک رو به راحتی به خوبی هندل بکنید. People can always count on you. I again translated this one for you. You don't get along with people. شما با مردم کنار نمیایید. You like to have fun with people. شما دوست دارید با مردم خوش بگذرونید. You're not relaxed around people. شما کنار مردم احساس راحتی نمی کنید. You're relaxed about life. شما در مورد زندگیتون احساس راحتی دارین. کلن آدم راحتی هستین. You never cheat or steal. شما تقلب یا دزدی نمی کنید هیچ وقت. You're not well organized. شما به خوبی سازماندهی نشدید یا سازمان یافته نیستید. آدم نامنظمی هستید. You can do a lot of things well. شما میتونید کارهای زیادی رو به خوبی انجام بدید. You think you're the best. شما فکر میکنید که بهترین هستید. You give people a lot of time or money. شما به مردم زمان یا پول زیادی رو میدید یا اختصاص میدید. That's it. Now I want you to, or I expect you to pause the video and try to find the words or expressions, specific words or expressions for each of these qualities. Okay? And now you can check your answers with me. خب امیدوارم که واژه‌های درست مربوط به هر کدوم از این تعاریف رو پیدا کرده باشید. با توجه به اسلاید قبلی که من یک سری واژه‌ها رو که به نظرم میومد برای شما جدید هست رو سعی می‌کردم دیفاین بکنم براتون و به انگلیسی براتون توضیح بدم و یک سری واژه‌ها و در واقع اصطلاحات رو هم که به خودتون سپردم که برید و معناشون رو در بیارید و نحوه جستجو و استفاده از دیکشنری رو هم که براتون توضیح دادم. به ترتیب کوالیتی هایی که روی این اسلاید هست من پاسخ صحیح یا اون واژه و اکسپرشن خاص هر کدوم رو براتون میخونم. اولی رو که جواب دادیم competitive بود. مورد بعدی practical or down to earth. Both of them can be correct. The next one reliable or helpful. Again, both of them can be correct. The next one unfriendly. The next one outgoing, shy, easygoing or laid back, honest, disorganized, talented or creative, arrogant or selfish, and the last one, generous. He's always wasting time. That's the title of the new conversation that we're going to study together. This conversation is between two characters called Max and Ellie. Max is the boy of this conversation and Ellie is the girl. Okay, so Max starts the conversation. Sorry. Max said, "Hey, how are you? How are you getting along with your new coworker? He seems extremely friendly. He's always smiling." Ellie answered and continued the conversation. "You mean Jim? Well, yeah, he is, but he never does any work. He's always disturbing people. It drives me crazy. You know, he's always standing around and talking." Max said, "Well, at least he's pleasant." Ellie said, "Yeah, and he's not always criticizing people like that last guy." Max answered, "Yeah, he was pretty bad. He was always talking about people behind their backs." Ellie said, "I mean, at least Jim's not like that, but like he's always wasting time." Max finished the conversation by, "You mean like we are doing right now?" Okay, that's a really good conversation, guys, and it was really good, you know. It's not, you know, that much cliche, and this conversation was based on real, you know, events, based on real happenings that we can face them on our everyday life, okay? And this was really interesting for me too. But anyway, let's try to focus on some new words and some new expressions. First of all, in the first line, we have getting along. Getting along, people, getting along new person, I don't know, co-worker or things of that sort. It means that to work with them well and, you know, live with them without having any problem and things of that sort, okay? And here we have co-worker, okay? Co-worker or colleague. These two are synonyms. سنونیم وقتی که میگم به معنای مترادف هست، انتونیم به معنای متضاد. کوورکر و کلیگ هر دوتاشون سنونیم هستن، مترادف هم دیگه هستن، هر دو به معنای همکار هستن. And you know that when we use co, they mean someone who is working, you know, next to us, okay? And we are at the same level. As an example, we say co-pilot. It means that we are sitting next to each other and we are working together, okay? At the same level perhaps. But, you know, the pilot is doing something more important than the co-pilot. Perhaps he's the co-pilot, perhaps he's helping, you know, the pilot. Okay, the next line. He seems extremely friendly. Extremely means very, lots of, a lot of. Extremely friendly, very friendly. He's always smiling. That's a really good note to say and note to mention here right now. He's always smiling. That's talking about habits. Okay? وقتی میخوایم در مورد عادت‌ها صحبت بکنیم میتونیم از ترکیب always و اون فعلمون به همراه ing استفاده بکنیم. As an example, I can say I'm always eating. من عادت دارم همیشه میخورم. One of my friends, he's always reading. عادت داره همیشه میخونه و مطالعه میکنه. You're always studying. شما عادت به درس خوندن دارین. Or what can I say? She's always criticizing. اون همیشه داره نقد میکنه بقیه رو. Criticizing other people, okay? So, by always plus a verb and plus ing at the end of that specific verb, we can talk about habits, okay? No matter we're going to talk about good habits or the bad one. Okay, let's continue to the next line. There is nothing to mention. After that, he's always disturbing people. Again, this is one of Jim's habits. He's always disturbing people. همیشه داره بقیه رو برای بقیه مزاحمت ایجاد میکنه یا بقیه رو مزاحم میشه و دیستربشون میکنه. It drives me crazy. That's another perfect and good expression. It drives me crazy. دیوونم میکنه. Okay, he's always standing around and talking. Again, another habit. He's always standing around. همیشه این اطراف هستش and talking و صحبت میکنه. Well, at least he's pleasant. Pleasant, something good to us, something we enjoy and things like that. Okay, he's not always criticizing people, another habit. And what else? Okay, that's it. He's always wasting time. اون همیشه داره زمان رو هدر میده. And the last line, you mean like we're doing right now? At the end of the conversation, Max said that, are you saying that I'm wasting time too, like Jem? That was funny. Okay, that's about this conversation, and let's continue. Before continuing to the next slide, to put it in the parentheses, I don't translate conversations here in this course because it is not needed. It's all clear, but if you need to actually translate this conversation, try to translate it by words, by those words that are new to you, okay? Don't translate the whole of it. That makes you perfect in learning and studying English. Here we have another quiz. Number 1, experience. I should have contact with, or I should ignore my mother's culture. Whenever we say experience, so I should have contact with my mother's culture. You know, having contact with is the definition of the word experience. As an example, I have experience, I have 5 years experience of teaching English. So, I can say, I have contact with several language learners for 6 years. That's the definition of experience or being experienced. Okay, the next one, number 2, disadvantaged. The children are poor or the children are rich. Whenever we say disadvantaged, so the poor is the correct one. Number 3, humble. I think or I don't think I'm really good at things. I don't think. Don't think is the best choice and the correct answer for humble. Being humble means don't thinking you're good at something. Number 4, considering. This is something I am thinking about or this is something I am not thinking about. The best answer and the correct one is I am. This is something I am thinking about. Number 5, diverse. The students are all the same or the students are all different. The students are all different. That's the meaning of diverse. Having diversity in something, it means to be different. Okay, or to have different options, different choices there. Number 6, introverted. I am very outgoing or I am very not outgoing at all. Being introverted means not being outgoing. Introverted and extroverted. These two words are antonyms to each other. Okay? Introverted and extroverted. Whenever we say introverted, we mean not outgoing, and by extroverted, we mean being outgoing. Let's review together, guys, the things we have studied together right now and find out whether we have learned everything or not. First of all, we started by lesson A, started our unit by a quiz. If you remember, that quiz had 3 parts, and by that quiz we were about to find out whether we are enjoying our life or not, whether we have the balance in our life or not. Are you balancing? And after that we had an exercise talking about adverbs of manner: tight, tightly, hard, hardly. And I told you whether we are going to make an adverb of manner, we can put an ly to some of adjectives and make adverbs. Not all of them, okay? Pay attention to these notes. After that, we continued by lesson B. Who's someone you really admire? If you remember, we had 4 texts about 4 people, people that they admire, and we talked about adverbs describing verb and adjectives. While we were reading those 4 texts about 4 people, there were several new words and expressions that we worked greatly on them. After that, on the next slide, that was another exercise, okay? The next lesson, lesson C, was about the conversation between Max and Ellie. As you remember, he's always wasting time, and we talked about habits. I told you that whenever you are about to talk about habits, you can use always plus verb plus an ing at the end of that verb. For example, I'm always eating, or I'm always watching videos, or I'm always watching movies. That was about lesson C. And at the end of the unit, we had a quiz. As you remember, that quiz was about words like experienced, disadvantaged, humble, considering, and diverse, etc. And these words are related to your personal profile, okay? By these words, like, I don't know, having experience or being experienced, being humble, considering, and things of that sort, you can talk about yourself and make a profile for yourself, okay? And that was the most final thing that we talked about together. To put it in a nutshell, that was the first unit of Touchstone level 3, and hope everything goes well with us and have a great course together. That was my honor again to be here with you guys, and that's it. Thanks for having me, and wish you the best. Bye bye.